to my channel today, and we are doing a brand new Sims 2 tutorial on how to build a perfect suburban home in The Sims 2. So the first thing that you definitely need to do is actually build on your foundation first, because personally, once you add your foundation, you're good to go for the rest of the build. So I'm going to do a 6 by 10 here, and then do a 4 by 8 here. So it looks small, but yet even on both sides, because personally, I find smaller is better because you have room to expand later on in your Sims home. So we have the general foundation pretty much done and good to go. I think I want to add a front porch here. So I'm going to do a 4 by 5, a 4 by 6 here. And then the rest part of the house, I'm going to do a 6 by 10 there. So I want to have a small little bump out here. So we're going to add a small little bump out here. So a 2 by 1 and do that. Add a little bump out here. Looks good there. So I'm going to do the exact same thing and do my copy and pasta 6 by 10 and then a 4 by 6, but I want another bump out right here in the front. So what we're going to have to do is take our flooring, go ahead and actually draw it out right here, do this here, a 2 by 1, a 2 by 1 there, drag our wall, have a small little bump out, and look, it actually looks kind of nice. I do like that right there. Maybe I add another bump out right here to make it look somewhat decent enough. But now that I'm thinking about it, I might take this bump out right here and put it on the side if I have a chimney somewhere in the midst of this home. We're going to go into the middle and do a small little foundation of a 2 by 1 looking like it to me, so it's centered, and then drag our walls again, one here, one there, and then we're good to go. See, look, you're already like doing so great. I already know if you're following along, you're doing great, sweetie. I believe in you. You got this. So since we have our little bump out here, but I want to have a roof over it, I'm going to have to draw in some more or put down some more flooring so I have more support. So since it is a 2 by 4 or 2 by 4, we're going to go ahead and draw in our roof pieces. So we're going to do a shed gabled roof and draw it just like this. So a 4 by 2, go ahead and actually change the roof angle, and we're going to do a 25% because I find that kind of low enough, but not too high, but not too low. Seems good to me. And since I already have this bump out here, I'm going to actually delete my walls. So we already have everything pretty much good here. We're going to go to the second floor or the top part of the house and start adding in our roof pieces. So I'm going to actually do the long gabled roof of the first part here, right there. And then what we're going to do is do the short gabled roof, draw it to this side. Actually, since this one's a short one, we're going to use a long gabled roof, drag it all the way to the end, change the roof angle. I'm going to do like a 30-degree angle, probably make this a 45 or 40. Yeah, 40 seems look small enough. And then let's add in our short gabled roof, drag it right there. Oh, well, that's still short. Long gabled roof throughout the entire house. So we use 3 long gabled roofs and then a shed gabled roof of the front part of the house. So since we have the chimney, fake chimney over here, and I don't like this bit right here, I'm actually going to do one more piece and do half walls. Do the one complete diner enclosed in true white is the one I'm using, and have it just like that. It's small, but it'll do the job. And since we have all that done, we're going to do the next step and actually add in our fences. And I'm going to do the traditional one, the low stake fencing in light wood, do 2 here. But here's a pro tip. It matters on how you actually draw your fences, because if you draw it this way, it actually shows the back part of the fence, which you don't want. So we're going to draw it to the right and to the back, have the front facing the outside, and then have the back side facing the inside, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure. Then we have these 2 little gaps here where we're going to add in our stairs and door. We're going to do the same ones here. We're going to use the steadfast stairs because it kind of matches the fencing here, and add in our lovely railings. And then for our door, we're going to use a traditional glass door because I find those kind of cool looking. So we're going to add that there and see if the windows look good. So we're going to do the same one right here, and then one right there. See, look, that looks kind of nice. I kind of like the idea of having 2 windows on both sides, and then the small little door right here. And it also has a small little like window on both sides and at the top. So it looks kind of nice that way. Since this has literally no support for the roof, what we need to do in The Sims 4, or The Sims 2, I mean, is add in our lovely columns. So it looks a little more cohesive. And since we don't have a sim on the lot, it actually does not cost anything to upgrade these pieces. But if you do have a sim on the lot, it actually costs you money each in every item you update for a different swatch. So be careful, be wise on what you're going to color or recolor. But I'm going to change these to white and put them with a brick pattern at the bottom. For the flooring, I'm not entirely sure, but I think we'll go with my traditional slimming oak plank and do it this way because I think that looks kind of good university wise. So I'm gonna do that there. But as for a wallpaper, I don't really know. Wallpaper wise, it kind of depends on what you feel like you should do for your wallpaper, but for me, I'm gonna just do my traditional plain old stuff that I always do. So I'm gonna use this first choice here and use the London red chimney brick because it matches the foundation here. We're gonna actually go ahead and change this right here, color it all the way through so it looks good. There we go. But then for the main part of the whole entire house, we're gonna use our side paneling here, and I might put this in white, but I also might put it in yellow. But then I kind of like the tan look, so I'm gonna go with tan. Oh, and the cool thing about The Sims 2, where in The Sims 4, if you want to have like the side bit right here, like this white bit right here, you can actually have them separated. Like they're all separated in The Sims 2. So we have the left side, but then we also have the right side, then we have the middle piece. So I like how it's all individual because personally, when things are not individual and they're all the same, it gets kind of too much for me to handle. So we're going to keep it like that, and we're going to do it throughout the entire house. So now that you have your wallpaper throughout the entire house, I think the next step is actually adding in the layout of the house so you can kind of get the general feel and look on what you're going to do. And then you can start adding in your windows throughout the entire build. And then I think we can start doing the furnishing. So I think for the layout, I'm going to do a bird's eye view so you can see everything better. I'm going to delete the walls on the first floor and second floor so you can kind of get a general open floor plan. So since I do have an idea of what I want my sim to have, I'm going to have one bedroom and one bathroom because personally, I think for the Sims who are going to live here, they're only going to live by themselves until they start expanding their, I don't know, family. So I'm going to close this off the same way I did for the first floor right there. And then for this part right here, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. So I'm just going to wing it and hope for the best. So I'm going to do one here. So 3 by 0 and then make this part a bit right here. So 1 and then a 3. So we'll make this probably like the kitchen / dining room. And then this part right here. Actually, let's make this part the bathroom, kitchen / dining room, and then this can be the living room right here. Yeah, that looks kind of good. I like that idea. So we'll have the living room here, bathroom here, kitchen / dining room here. So we'll have an archway probably going from right here, door right here, archway right here or to the kitchen. And now that we have the first floor done, let's go and add our stairs. I'm using the basic ones, a simple structured staircase, but in white with a green siding. Rotate this. And then we have like a little bit more room for the foyer area. So like we can add in a chair, an easel, plant or two, who knows? So for the second floor, I think for this idea, what I want to do with that is close this part off right here. Maybe actually see if we can, I don't think we can. So we're gonna go and actually do this instead. So since we're gonna have one sim living here, I might squeeze in another sim. So maybe 2 bedrooms at least, so maybe you can have a roommate. I think that's like a good idea. So I'm gonna open this up a little bit more, probably have a smaller hallway, close this off right here, have 1 bedroom going off right here, and then having another bedroom going off right here. But I'm gonna actually make this part right here open, so you can have a closet here and then a closet here for your Sims. Because in the Sims 2, they have walk-in closets, one without glass and one with glass. So I will add in a lovely wardrobe here and a wardrobe right there so your Sims have something to use. And I think from that onward, I think you're pretty much good to go to start adding in your windows throughout the entire build. So I think throughout the entire house, I'm going to use the same exact full-length mirror or windows that I used before on the front porch throughout the entire thing. Because personally, I find these actually kind of cool. I'm going to turn them the right way so they look, I don't think I can. Oh, well, that's fine. But I think that I like the idea of these windows anyway because they're not too obnoxious, but they do look pretty good. And I'm gonna make sure it looks very cohesive throughout the entire thing. So I'm gonna add one here and one there and one here and one there. But then for the front or like for the back part of the house leading to the upstairs, I think what I'm gonna do is I want to have one here and one there, and then maybe one right here and one right here, and not though. So I'm not gonna add any windows to the front of the house or like at the first floor because it's gonna kind of clip into the stairs and we don't want that. So I'm gonna just add 2 up to the top and I think that should be okay. We have our general idea of the house pretty much done for a suburban house. All the windows throughout the entire build looking good. Landscaping will do towards the end, but I think I'm going to start adding in my wallpaper before my doors, because I like to kind of get an idea of what my wallpaper will look like, and that's how I can start figuring out what my furnishing will look like. So since we have a siding of a green on our stairs, I'm going to do a green wallpaper that we do, I think it's in base game, but I have no idea, and I gotta find it somewhere. The thing is about The Sims 2, there's really no like search toolbar, so you have to constantly like find the stuff that you need, which is kind of a lot, but you know, it is what it is. But I'm gonna use this green wallpaper because I kind of like it, and it doesn't match to the point, but it does look close enough, and that's all I'm hoping for. But I do like this wallpaper, so I'm gonna probably use it throughout the entire house for the living room as well. For the kitchen, no, but for the hallway, yes. Actually, let's keep the hallway something different. If I can find the same wallpaper, if I can do this. Ooh, no. Yeah, some of the wallpaper in this game looks a little bit too much for my liking. I don't know. I find it so hard for the bathroom to kind of figure out what I want to do with it, because bathrooms are not my strongest suit, so I never really know what I want to do with them. So I'm going to use this basic tan, brown, beige color looking wallpaper for that. And then since we only have one bathroom, they're going to use the same thing downstairs. And this is a closet, so I might actually close this off and make this black throughout the entire thing. Now, our flooring here, I'm going to use this one. This one's my favorite one to use. Oh, it looks so good. But then I also like this one, the wood tone. The wood tone looks really good. It's like your basic university flooring, your basic Sims 2 flooring that everybody uses. Yeah, we'll just use this flooring here. We'll do it in both rooms. But now that I think about it, I kind of want to use carpet, because the carpet in the game doesn't look that bad when you really think about it. It looks very high quality. Like, look at it. The flooring looks great. For once in The Sims 2 or Sims in general, I actually like carpeting. Again, you can furnish it however you want, but the last step what we're going to do is do the layout of the landscaping. So for the walkway for this part right here, we're going to use some stone and actually use a brick stone right there. And this one is called the Red Brick Road Walkway. So you can use that one. It's like actually only 10 simoleons, which is kind of expensive. You have a lot of space for your house. And for The Sims 2, what I always do, every single house I always add in these small little boxy ladies shrub boxes here throughout the entire house, because I think they look really good. And especially the one annoying thing about it is that over time, these little shrubbery things will actually start to be overgrown, and you'll need to actually maintain them. You can either do them yourself, or you can hire a gardener to do them for you. So always be aware on how many you have and where you place them, because ultimately sometimes they don't get to all of them and they'll just forget them and move on about their day. So just be warned, don't add too many, but be cautious on where you place them. So I kind of like the idea of this. I like the idea of this house, the shrubbery, the landscaping. It's very simple and very clean. It's what I usually do for any starter home for a suburban house. And then I think to top it all off, we add in a small little tree here, mostly right here, and then maybe like one in the back, close it off. Maybe add in some little, if you want to be a little bit more fancier, you can add in a little garden if you want to. If you do have an idea and you have inspiration to do this and you want to have a backyard for your house, I think the key thing to do is to always add in a back porch. Back porches always does you wonders. It makes it better to have them. To my flooring. Oh, there we go. It's back. Crisis averted. So I think what I'm going to do is add a back porch here. So I'm going to continue to add in my foundations. I'm going to add an extra bit right here, a 3x2, and then go ahead and do the same thing. Add in my columns right there. I'm just going to add one and then repeat the fencing situation. Make sure you know where you're drawing it so you don't have the front in the inside and the back on the outside. So let's make sure you do that correctly there, right there, and one right here. There we go. Look. And then we can add our stairs right here and then our door right here. Even though it's not centered, it doesn't really matter if it's centered or not, unless you're like, you want to be that person and make it all centered. I mean, usually that's me. I make everything centered because I'm just anal about that. Let's go ahead and add in our railings here. And then the last bit we need to do is add our flooring so we can start adding in our roofing for support. Let's copy and paste the same thing. And here, there, and there. Perfect. There we go. Perfect. And then do 25 degrees like we did in the front. And it looks a little bit naked back here. So I'm going to see if I can add in my window back, which I can. You might see a bit of the flooring in the clipping here, but it's not really that too cray-cray. So definitely be cautious of that. And overall, it's kind of like coming together. I like the idea of what I did here. And if you want to fence it off, if like that's the last thing. If you want to fence it off, you can, but ultimately you don't really have to. We don't have like long white picket fences at all in The Sims 2. We have just the short ones. So I'm going to use the short ones to close it all off for me. Go ahead and close it off there. Did I draw that right? I did draw it right. Good. So let's go and draw that here. And it's going to draw this back all the way to this side and have like a more of a smaller looking backyard. We don't really need a big one. We just need a small one. We'll add in a gate here, one right there, and then one right there, and we have something small. Good. I kind of like that idea. The idea of a small backyard is good for me. And so if you ever want to add in like a grill or anything, you definitely can. We don't really have a small grill, but we have the generic one that you can use. Probably put it right here or so. But let's add in our lovely back door. We have a sliding glass door, so that works perfectly right there. Wow. I really love this house. Hopefully you kind of learned something from this. I mean, I'm not the best quote unquote teacher to really teach people how to build houses in The Sims in general. I just kind of tell you all on how I build personally and how you can like make it look somewhat decent. I think so. So honestly, this is an entire house. Hopefully you all followed along and learned something from this tutorial on how to build a Sims 2 house. More so a suburban house. And like, even if you're like, you don't have The Sims 2, I think these rules still apply in The Sims 4 and The Sims 3. I mean, without the foundation part, you can still follow along at your roofing, at your foundation, at your layouts, whatever you want to do, and still be fine. But I'll still do a tutorial on The Sims 3 and The Sims 4 to teach you how to build a suburban house. Or a perfect suburban. I would think so. I think it looks like a perfect suburban house personally. I kind of like it. It looks so cool. But anyway, I'm gonna go and actually wrap up this video right here. I hope you guys definitely learned something from this video. I definitely sure did, here and there, from some things I haven't learned before that I did today in this video in real time. But either way, if you want this house, I will leave a link down below in the description to the download link to the unfinished version. And if you followed along with this video, be sure to tweet me on Twitter or Instagram of how you built your suburban house in The Sims 2, 3, or 4, and I would love to see them for sure. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys all in the very next video. Bye!